would seem to me that any form of penetration, whether of a medical nature, such as with a vaccine needle, or of a sexual nature, should be done consensually. Should be done under the valid consent of the penetrated. For example, if, say, a boss says, says to his secretary, well, yeah, I'm not going to force myself on you, but unless you agree to sleep with me, I'm afraid I'm going to have to let you go. And even if the secretary says, well, okay, in that case, sure, yes, I'll sleep with you, but that's obviously a consent that has only been granted under the duress of losing her job, unless she does agree to it. And I think, the vast majority of the population would agree that was wrong of the boss to engage in such coercion. But so why is it then okay for the President of the United States to order employers to require their employees to get penetrated by a vaccine needle and injected with a substance that those employees may not be comfortable at all with, but will lose their jobs if they don't consent to that penetration by the vaccine needle? That's not right. Why is that? Why does the president think that's okay? But I'm sure the president and Democrats would agree that the situation I described between the boss and his secretary, that's wrong. That's wrong. So why is it okay now to coerce people into consenting to get penetrated by the vaccine needle under the duress of losing their jobs if they don't agree to it? Why is that okay? Same basic principles involved. Still coercion. Still placing the employees under duress to agree to something they're not comfortable with. That is against their best judgment. That is wrong. For the same principle, what the boss is doing to his secretary is wrong. For the same principle is involved there. Which actually leads me to another point, related point. With the administrators of the vaccine, I believe they all require a signed consent by the people, anybody who is going to receive the vaccine. So now, is that a valid consent? If these people are going to go there, going to walk over, get their vaccine, and they have to sign the consent form before they get the vaccine. So if there's only reason that they're getting the vaccine is to avoid losing their job, then they're signing that consent under duress. Now, doesn't that make it an invalid consent form? And surely these administrators of the vaccine, they can't maintain any kind of plausible deniability anymore of knowledge that people are being coerced into getting the vaccine, and therefore invalidating that consent. So they are continuing to administer this vaccine, knowing that people are getting it without. They're giving the vaccine to people without obtaining a valid consent. So they know that after this president's order was just issued, these large organizations that are administering the vaccine, they have to know now. They can't say, "Oh yeah, we had no idea people feel pressured to do this." They know now. They can't deny it anymore. And so, I would like to know what their response is. The people, large organizations administering this vaccine, that require a signed consent before the vaccine is administered. Are they providing a vaccine then, penetrating with the vaccine needle, injecting this mRNA substance into people without obtaining a legally valid consent. Because I'm not a lawyer, I'm not an attorney, but what I do, and little I understand about law, doesn't that make the consent form that people are signing invalid if the only reason they are signing it is due to an ultimatum that either was decided upon deliberately originated with the executives in the C-suite of the business that they work for, or perhaps originated with the president now. The order, the ultimatum to get the vaccine or lose your job. That's something that needs to be addressed. And I'd like to know what these large healthcare organizations that are administering the vaccine, what do they have to say about this? Are they denying knowledge that they're administering a vaccine without a valid consent? So I would consider Biden. He's the coercion president. He's engaging in deliberate coercion and pressure on the citizenry of the United States, and that's wrong. He's no better. Biden is no better than that boss. A scenario I discussed of the boss pressuring his secretary to sleep with him. Biden is no better than that. In fact, he's worse, since he's supposed to be responsible for leading the nation. He's doing this to hundreds of millions of people. This is putting people under duress. At least 100 million Americans. It's very wrong. Very despicable. So that's what I wanted to present for this. Make these present these ideas here. So yeah, thank you for watching. Thanks for watching.